What's up, my people? It's Cat Sports again. Now, this is a boxing channel, so let's talk some boxing. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. Just Boxing Talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. Now, you don't have to have a podcast or a channel or anything like that. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. See, we got iBoxing Hub in the building. Salute. Justin James, down JBT. What's up, Justin James? Salute. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. Welcome to another episode of Cat Sports Boxing Talk. This is the Sunday afternoon edition. How's everyone doing this afternoon? We got the early games of the NFL going on right now. My Ravens can clinch the number one seed in the AFC with a win over the Dolphins today. Right now, they're winning 14-10 early in the second quarter. And after this week, there's only 2 weeks left in the NFL regular season. And then it's on to the postseason. Now, I love me some boxing, but there is no sporting event like an NFL playoff game. I mean, you get late in a good, tight NFL playoff game, man. You're on the edge of your seat. You're hanging on every snap of the ball. Nothing like it. But right now, today, we're going to talk about this great sport we love called boxing. Okay? Now, I wonder if anyone watched the Blast from the Past last night. The Blast from the Past was the 4 fights that I recommended that you Google and watch to fill in the void because we didn't have any fights scheduled for this weekend. And I'm going to go over those 4 fights in a little while. Give a little backstory on them and how they unfolded, the result, that kind of stuff, in a little while. 4 classic fights, by the way. Now, the profile for the day will be the Cincinnati Cobra, Ezzard Charles. And then, time permitting, we'll look at a history of the cruiserweight division. Because remember, Friday, I started a history of the weight classes. I'm going to do a different one every day. We looked at the heavyweight division Friday. Because on my channel, I don't want it to be just boxing talk, you know. I want it to be somewhere where people can come and learn things about the sport of boxing, you know? Because way back when I was a kid, even before high school, I've always been fascinated by history, you know? Any kind of subject I would run into or anything, I would always have to know how it got started, how long it's been around, you know, stuff like that, you know? And That's carried over to my channel, you know. And, you know, when I'm doing these profiles on these ex-boxers and talking about the history of various aspects of the sport of boxing, I'm learning too. I'm definitely learning too. You know, I guess everybody's out there watching the football games today. But I wanted to talk about these 4 classic fights that I recommended everyone watch this weekend. The first fight was Sugar Ray Leonard versus Thomas the Hitman Hearns. And then the second one was Marvelous Marvin Hagler versus the Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran. The third fight was Marvelous Marvin Hagler versus Thomas the Hitman Hearns. And the fourth fight was the Thriller in Manila, the Louisville Slugger, Muhammad Ali versus Smoking Joe Frazier. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with a little football, Justin James. Yeah. And the postseason is straight ahead, 2 more weeks. Like I said, it's nothing like a NFL postseason game, man. You know, defense is playing good. It's like 14-10 deep in the fourth quarter. Winner go on, loser go home. You know, you done played 17 games to get to that point. Your whole season is on the line. Nothing like it, man. That's where you separate the men from the boys. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the first fight is Sugar Ray Leonard versus the Motor City Cobra, Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Let me get into that because I only got a couple of hours, so I guess people will start drifting in. If not, we'll just talk amongst ourselves, the few people that's in here. But anyway, Leonard vs. Hearns was billed as the showdown, okay? And it happened on September 16th, 1981. It was for the WBA, WBC, and the Ring Magazine welterweight titles, okay? Now, little background on the fight. Hold on excuse me for 1 second. I try to keep track. Let's see. Little background on the fight. Okay, Leonard won the WBC welterweight title with a 15th round knockout of Wilfred Benitez in 1979. Okay. Then he lost it to Roberto Duran by a close decision in June 1980. And regained it 5 months later from Duran in the infamous No Mas fight, in which Duran quit in the 8th round. Okay. In June 1981, Leonard moved up to junior middleweight for 1 fight. He knocked out Ayub Palule in 9 rounds. And he won the WBA junior middleweight title. Hearns, okay, came in with the WBA welterweight title. He won it in 1980. Scoring a 2nd round knockout of Jose Pepino Cuevas in his hometown, Detroit, Michigan. Tim Layton in the building. What's up, Tim? I had started reviewing A Blast from the Past from Cast Sports Promotions. The first fight on the card was Sugar Ray Leonard versus Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Just doing a little background on that fight. Now Hearns came in with he won the WBC welterweight title in 1980, scored a second round knockout of Jose Pepino Cuevas. By the way, salute Tim Layton, JBT. Good to see you again. How you doing this time, Tim? And that fight was in Hearns' hometown, Detroit, Michigan. After that, Hearns made 3 successful title defenses. He stopped Luis Primera, Randy Shields, and Pablo Baez. Okay. Now, the fight between Leonard and Hearns was promoted as the Showdown. Okay. Leonard came in with a record of 30 wins, 1 loss, 21 knockouts. Hearns was 32-0 with 30 knockouts. That's a hell of a knockout rate. Wow, 30 knockouts in 32 fights. Let me see. That's a 93% knockout rate, okay? So Hearns came in 32-0 with 30 knockouts. And as I said, the fight was September 16, 1981 at Caesars Palace, Las Vegas, Nevada. And it was a unification fight to unify the World Welterweight Championship. Scheduled 15 rounds, okay? There was a live crowd in attendance, 23,618 people, and a worldwide TV audience of 300 million. Okay. All right, now let's take a look at the fight, how it unwound. Okay. Anybody else come in gonna have to catch this. It's the 4 fights on the card. This is just the opening fight. Okay. The fight began as expected. Leonard was boxing from a distance, Hearns stalking. Now, Leonard had difficulty with Hearns' long reach and sharp jab. Actually, Hearns only had a half-inch reach on Leonard. Hearns had I believe it was 78.5-inch reach. Leonard had 78. Now Hearns had like a 3-inch height advantage. But Leonard was still having trouble with Hearns' sharp jab when the fight started. Now by the end of round 5, Leonard had a growing swelling under his left eye. And Hearns had built a considerable lead on the cards. And that fight was the fight that caused the detached retina in Leonard's left eye that caused his first retirement. Okay. Now Leonard had Hearns had a considerable lead on the cards after 5 rounds. Now Leonard became more aggressive in the 6th round, and it hurt Hearns with a left hook to the chin. Then he battered Hearns in rounds 6 and 7, but Hearns miraculously regrouped. Then Hearns started to stick and move. He started to pile up points again. And after round 7, the roles reversed. Leonard became the stalker, and Hearns became the boxer. Okay? Hearns won rounds 9 through 12 on all 3 scorecards. Between rounds 12 and 13, Leonard's trainer, the legendary Angelo Dundee, said the now legendary words, "You're blowing it, son. You're blowing it." Leonard, with a badly swollen left eye, came out roaring for the 13th round. After hurting Hearns with a right, Leonard exploded with a combination of punches and sent Hearns through the ropes. Now Hearns managed to rise, but was dropped again near the end of the round. In round 14, after staggering Hearns with an overhand right, Leonard pinned Hearns against the ropes, where he unleashed another furious combination, prompting referee David Pearl to stop the contest and award Sugar Ray Leonard the undisputed World Welterweight Championship. At the point the fight was stopped, Hearns was leading on all cards by scores of 124-122, 125-122, 125-121. So you can see Sugar Ray Leonard needed a knockout to win that fight. Okay, because he was 3 points behind on one card and 4 on the other. and he got the knockout. Now, after the fight, there was controversy due to the scoring of rounds 6 and 7. Even though Leonard dominated, hurting Hearns and battering him, all 3 judges gave both rounds to Leonard by a 10-9 margin. Many felt that the 10-point must-scoring system was not properly used, and those rounds should have been scored 10-8. Okay? Now, while the 10-point must system is now regarded as the international standard for scoring combat sports, at that time, the Nevada Athletic Commission, where the fight was held in Las Vegas, had only recently adopted it for all fights, its sanction. As such, judges were used to scoring with older methods, such as the 5-point must system or round scoring, and they had little guidance as to whether or not a round could be scored 10-8 if it did not contain a knockdown. JJ Motivational salute. We got JJ Motivational in the building. How are you, JJ Motivational? We're looking at some 4 classic fights today. Okay. A blast from the past. Welcome to Cat Sports Boxing Talk, JJ Motivational. Okay? Now, there was some talk also of the fight being ended sooner and for less reason than was usual for the era. Okay? So Hearns' corner did complain that it was stopped too soon because fighters were allowed to take a lot more punishment back in those days. But the first fight on the card ended with Sugar Ray Leonard stopping Thomas Hearns. Now, the second fight on the card was Marvelous Marvin Hagler against the Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran. Okay. Let's see what happened in that one. Hagler versus Duran. Second fight on the card. A blast from the past. Presented by Cat Sports Promotions. Okay. Now, Marvin Hagler versus Roberto Duran. Hagler versus Duran took place on November 10th, 1983. Same place as Leonard Hearns, Caesar's Palace, Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay. It was for Hagler's undisputed IBF, WBA, and WBC world middleweight titles. WBO wasn't around at that time. I think the WBO started in 1988. So it was 3-belt undisputed at the time. WBA, WBC, IBF. Okay. Hagler was the undisputed champion. Duran was the challenger. Okay. Now, having knocked out David Moore in 8 rounds on the previous June 16th to win his 3rd Divisional World Championship, Duran was the WBA World Junior Middleweight Championship, and in this fight, Duran was attempting to become the first 4-division world champion in boxing history. Okay? Hagler, meanwhile, had beaten Alan Minter by a 3rd-round technical knockout in September 1980 to win the undisputed world middleweight title. Okay? And he had attempted to get a super fight against Sugar Ray Leonard and another one against Thomas Hearns, but he failed to get either one of those fights at that time, which he ended up getting both of them at a later date, years later. So he settled for the fight against Roberto Duran. Okay. Now, the fight between Hagler and Duran was televised on closed circuit in the United States. And closed circuit was like shown at like different arenas around the country, like basketball arenas and arenas on college campuses, places like that. And they would charge a fee, and you know, the venue would get a cut, the fighters, the promoter, you know. Closed circuit was like the pay-per-view back in them days, you know. And it was shown free of charge in Puerto Rico on WAPA TV. Okay. Now the fight caused great expectations among boxing and non-boxing fans alike. And Ring Magazine produced a rare special issue about it, which came out days before the fight. Other media outlets, such as Sports Illustrated, also covered the fight. Now, Hagler came into the fight with a record of 57 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 48 knockouts. Duran came in here at a record of 77 wins, 4 losses, 58 by knockout. Okay. All right, now let's take a look at what happened in this fight. Hagler Duran. Now, Hagler ended up winning the fight by a 15-round unanimous decision. Despite what boxing fans and experts expected, they expected a brawl, but it was largely a tactical fight, with Duran unexpectedly boxing from the outside. He is mostly remembered as an infighter, while Hagler waited for his opportunities, picking his spots. Now, I've just watched this so many times. I just watched it again yesterday. Duran led on all 3 cards after 13 rounds by 1 point on each. But I didn't see it that way. That's why I was so surprised when I did the profile on Duran. It said he was leading after 13 rounds. I didn't have Duran leading at no point in the fight. It was close, but I didn't have Duran winning at no point in this fight. Okay, but all 3 judges had him winning after 13 rounds. Okay, but Hagler needed round 14 and 15, and he dominated both rounds to retain his title by a close but unanimous decision. 144, 143, 142, 141, and 146, 145. Now, I know that sounds strange, 140s, because we used to 116, 112, 115, 113, because it was 15 rounds back then. That's why it's way up there in the 140s like that. Okay. And that's how that fight ended. Okay. Now, the co-main event on the Blast from the Past was Marvelous Marvin Hagler versus the Hitman Thomas Hearns. What a fight that was. Let's take a look at Hagler versus Hearns. Where is everybody today? It's Sunday. I guess everybody watching the football games, but that's okay. I don't need them. Okay. Now, Hagler versus Hearns was originally called The Fight, but after the fight, they changed it to The War. Okay. That was for the Undisputed Middleweight Championship, of which Hagler was the champion. Hearns held the WBC Super Junior Middleweight belt. And it came up one more weight class for this fight. Okay. And the way he did it, he went from welterweight to junior middleweight to middleweight. He didn't do like Mel. Mel went straight from junior middleweight to super middleweight instead of going junior middleweight, super middleweight. So back in the day, they went class by class, which was the right way to do it, you know? Now, this fight is considered by some to be the greatest 3 rounds in boxing history due to its constant action, drama, and violent back and forth exchange. Let's take a look at the background for this fight. By 1985, Marvelous Marvin Hagler had been the undisputed champion of the middleweight division since September 27, 1980. after having been widely regarded as the #1 challenger for much of the late 70s. His first 2 shots at the world middleweight title resulted in controversy. The first was an unpopular draw against then champion Vito Antuofermo in 1979, which allowed Antuofermo to retain the title. He was the champion. And the second time Hagler challenged for the title was a 3-round technical knockout of Alan Minter in London. Hagler knocked him out in the 3rd round and led to a riot by Minter's fans. That was ugly. I saw that fight live. They showed that fight on TV, free TV as it happened. And those people were throwing bottles. I think I seen a chair, all kinds of stuff was going into the ring, man. They had to get security around Hagler and escort him out of there. Those English people were ugly that day, man. Now, the hard road to the middleweight championship, however, may have helped motivate Hagler to remain dominant during his reign. Hagler was renowned for his conditioning and durability, suffering only one official knockdown in his career against Juan Domingo Rodin, an incident Hagler always insisted should have been ruled a slip. Now, by the time Hagler fought Hearns, he had defended his title 10 times. He won all but one by knockout. The only time he went the distance was a 15-round decision victory over Roberto Duran. Okay? The fight we just talked about. At the time he fought Hearns, he was approaching the middleweight record of 14 straight title defenses, held by Carlos Monzon. Okay? BN Boxing News. What's up, bro? Let's take a look at these classic fights. Talking about Hagler versus Hearns. Fight of the year for 1985. Round 1 was the round of the year. So that had to be a hell of a fight. 3-round fight was fight of the year. Okay. Now, when Hagler and Hearns took place, Hearns had recently moved up from welterweight to junior middleweight, then to middleweight. Okay. So like I said, he did it gradually. He didn't do like Mel, just went from junior middleweight straight to super middleweight. Hearns went from welterweight to junior middleweight, then to middleweight. Which, is the logical way to do it. That's how they did it back in the day. You just didn't jump over weight classes. Okay. Now, Hearns was regarded as one of the hardest punchers of all time, winning 30 of his first 32 fights by knockout, he had 30 of 32 when he fought Sugar Ray, which was a 93% knockout rate. Okay. Now, in Hearns' first title shot in 1980, he scored a spectacular knockout, second-round knockout over WBA champion Pepino Cuevas. Hearns defended that title 3 times before meeting Sugar Ray Leonard in a thrilling fight dubbed the Showdown. Hearns lost by technical knockout in the 14th round, despite leading on all 3 scorecards at the time of the knockout. He then successfully campaigned at junior middleweight, winning the WBC title from Wilfred Benitez and defeating Roberto Duran. Before he fought Hagler, Hearns defeated several middleweights, including Marcos Geraldo by first-round knockout. And Geraldo, by the way, going the distance against Hagler. Okay? Now, giving Hearns and Hagler's renowned punching power and the way both men had won their respective fights coming into this fight, it garnered significant media attention and fan interest around the world. The fight was at Caesar's Palace on April 15th, 1985. Now, Hearns received a massage before the fight, much to the chagrin of his trainer, Emanuel Stewart. In HBO's legendary Nights, The Tale of Hagler Hearns, Stewart stated that he felt the massage weakened Hearns' legs during the fight, and led him to adopt a more aggressive approach than he normally would have. Okay? Now let's take a look at the fight. Hagler, Hearn. Justin James said, "Can't complain, brother. Blessed for now. Hope your day is just as more blessed." Yeah, I'm doing okay. Having a pretty good day. And Happy New Year to everybody, by the way. Okay? Salute to Happy New Year, and salute to iBoxing Hub, Tim Layton, Justin James, JJ Motivational, and BN Boxing News, who are in the building right now. Now let's look at the fight between Thomas Hearns and Marvin Hagler. It only went 3 rounds, but it won Fight of the Year. Okay? Round 1. Hagler, normally a slow starter, stormed Hearns from the opening bell, landing with several brutal right hands, eventually pinning Hearns to the ropes. Hearns threw his devastating right hand to Hagler's chin, stunning Hagler for a moment, before Hagler was able to tie him up in a clinch. Seconds later, however, the two were trading power punches, with Hagler trying to get inside and to pin Hearns to the ropes again. In the process, he succeeded in stunning Hearns with a hard left hand. Hearns tied up Hagler again and tried to slow the pace by boxing rather than trading power punches with Hagler. Hearns did try to box, but Hagler just wouldn't let him. Okay. Hearns tried to slow the pace by boxing rather than trading power punches with Hagler, who was still the aggressor. This lasted for only a moment, however. Before long, the two once again started to trade power punches. During these exchanges, Hearns broke his right hand in the first round. The slugfest continued for the better part of the next 2.5 minutes as both fighters traded heavy blows with little regard for defense or pacing. Hagler developed a cut on his forehead, but didn't slow as he pinned Hearns to the ropes and meted out more punishment, eventually hurting Hearns at the end of the round. Sportscaster Barry Tompkins, doing a blow-by-blow commentary for HBO's broadcast of the fight, yelled out, "This is still only the first round," as the fighters traded heavy shots at round's end. Al Bernstein remarked at the end of round 1. "Perhaps one of the best opening rounds in middleweight history." Middleweight history? How about boxing history? This fight, the first round was considered by Ring Magazine to be the greatest round in boxing history. That's what I said. And it won Round of the Year honors for 1985. Now, in a subsequent HBO broadcast after the fight, featuring both Hagler and Hearns revealed, "That first round took everything I had." When asked in the ring after the bout if he was hurt by Hearns' first right hand, a blow that caused him to step back and then fall into a clinch, Hagler commented, "He definitely tried to put the bomb on me. He can punch." After the first round, the scorecards were split. Reno judge Herb Santos scoring the round 10-9 for Hagler, along with UK judge Harry Gibbs, while Dick Young of California had Hearns ahead 10-9. It was described as a war zone for both fighters. And that was just the first round, okay? Now, round 2. By the beginning of the second round, it looked as though Hearns had no legs on him as he slowed the pace by boxing Hagler. Hearns tried to box again, but Hagler didn't let him. Hearns stumbled several times as he attempted to move around the ring and change direction, prompting HBO commentator Sugar Ray Leonard to note, "I don't like the way Tommy's moving. A little rubbery leg." In the studio broadcast of the fight, Hearns commented. After the fight, Hearns commented, "My legs were gone, man. Even before I came out to fight, my legs felt weak." Hagler experimented in the second round by switching to orthodox style for a moment, but switched back to southpaw as he found more success countering Hearns' jab as a southpaw. By the end of the round, Hagler pinned Hearns to the ropes, successfully landing a volley of punches. The action in round 2 has slowed from the blistering pace of round 1. Judges Herb Santos and Harry Gibbs once again scored the round 10-9 for Hagler, while Judge Dick Young once again scored the round 10-9 for Hearns. Okay, where is everybody today? I guess they're watching the game. Let's see what my Ravens doing very quick. They must be halftime. They were winning 14-10 last time I looked. Okay. Now, yes, it was Justin James. Third and final round. 3-round fight, won Fight of the Year. You think of all the fights that year that went, and it was 15 rounds back then. And they only fought 3 and won Fight of the Year. Third and final round. In round 3, Hearns again tried to set the pace. About a minute into the round, the cut on Hagler's forehead inflicted in the first round opened up, resulting in a tremendous flow of blood down the middleweight champion's face. Referee Richard Steele halted the action to have the ringside physician examine Hagler. He informed Steele, "No, the cut's not bothering his sight. Let him go on." Okay, so let Hagler go. Facing the new threat of losing the fight via stoppage on cuts, Hagler attacked Hearns with the aggression of the first round once again. A tremendous overhand left to the head drove Hearns back to the ropes and dizzied him. Hearns backed away, smiling so as to suggest the punch did not hurt him. That's when you know a punch hurt somebody, when they smile saying it didn't. Hagler landed a hard right hook high on Hearns' head. The blow staggered Hearns, who awkwardly stumbled backwards into the ropes. Hagler running after him in hot pursuit. The champion smashed a vicious right hand to Hearns' chin. Hearns went limp and fell forward as Hagler landed 2 uppercuts. When Hearns on the way down, Hagler hit him with 2 uppercuts. As Hearns fell first face to the canvas, Sugar Ray Leonard yelled into his microphone, "He's gone. He's gone." Okay? Hearns staggered to his feet at the count of 9, but he was unable to continue. Referee Richard Steele stopped the fight as he held Hearns upright. The image of a blood-soaked Hagler being carried around the ring in victory by his handlers, and Hearns being carried back to his corner in semi-consciousness, remains to this day a graphic testimony of the intensity of the war. It was widely regarded as the pinnacle of Bobby Hagler's career and cemented his legacy as one of the greatest middleweights of all time. At the time of the stoppage, Judges Herb Santos and Harry Gibbs had Hagler ahead 2018, while Judge Dick Young had Hearns ahead 2018. In the immense aftermath of the fight, Donald Curry, who was working for British television, was highly critical of the loser. He said Tommy fought the wrong fight. He should have started cautiously, lose the first couple of rounds, don't get into a dogfight, but that's what he did. He tried to box. I watched it yesterday. He tried to box, but Hagler just wouldn't let him. Hagler was on him nonstop. So he didn't have no choice but to get into a brawl. Okay. Now see, Sugar Ray, when he fought Hagler, Hearns was a good boxer, but Sugar Ray was a much better boxer. Footwork and all that, and Sugar Ray was able to keep away from Hagler much better than Hearns could. Hearns just couldn't get away from him, you know. Curry said he shouldn't have got into a dogfight with Hagler, but it's exactly what he did. He got into a dogfight with Marvin, and he lost. British fight publication Boxing News called it 8 minutes of mayhem, while the Ring called the fight the most electrifying 8 minutes ever. And it won Fight of the Year for 1985, despite only lasting 3 rounds. So there you have it. Marvin Hagler stops Tommy Hearns in the 3rd round. 3-round Fight of the Year. First round was Round of the Year. Okay. And with one more fight, the main event on this card, A Blast from the Past, was the Thriller in Manila. The Louisville Slugger, Muhammad Ali versus Smokey Joe Frazier. Let's take a quick look at the Thriller in Manila. Bear with me for a second. Take a drink. It's New Year's. I done started already. Like I told Jay Hardcore to hang out this morning, I probably won't be sober by the time his show starts. He said he's coming back at 11:30 tonight. I told him I probably won't be sober then. Ain't no problem to it. I won't be. But I'm still okay right now. Okay. I just got a cooler right now. That's Smirnoff Ice. That's just for openers though. My wife had to work. She'll be off in a little while. That's why you don't see her in here now. Cass Sports' other half. You see that? That's my wife. Okay, I'm trying to pull up the Thriller in Manila. Muhammad Ali and Smoking Joe Frazier. I've been pulling this fight up all for the last 2 days. Now I can't get it. Murphy's Law, man. What happens, everybody, this afternoon? Let's see. I'm going to check on my Ravens right quick. Every time I turn this damn commercial on, what the hell is going on? I think it's halftime. But the Ravens were winning 14-10 last time I looked. They can clinch home field advantage in the AFC with a win today. So the road to the Super Bowl will go straight through Baltimore. Okay? You got to come here and beat my Ravens. And I don't know if that's going to be able to be done. See where they went out there and did the San Francisco Monday night, didn't you? Okay. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. Let me try it a different way. Bear with me. Don't leave. I only got a couple people in here. I don't know where everybody's at today. I got a small channel, but I usually have to do better than this, but it's all good. There it is. Got it. Okay. The Thriller in Manila. Okay. Ali versus Joe Frazier 3. I never did take my drink. Excuse me. Okay. Now, I'm going to just go through this because we still, I'm going to try to do a profile on Ezra Charles today too. Okay. It's like I said, I want my channel to just be more than boxing talk. I want it somewhere where people can come and learn stuff, about the sport. Not just talk boxing, but, learn stuff about boxing. I've always been fascinated by history, When I was growing up, any subject, anything I ran into, I always wanted to know, how did it get started? How long it's been going on, Always been crazy about history of things. I don't know why. I just always have been. Now, the third fight between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier was billed as the Thriller in Manila. Okay. It was a final meeting between the two. Now, Muhammad Ali at that time held the WBA and WBC heavyweight championships. I don't think the IBF or the WBO was around, but there was a thing called the NABF. But that wasn't that big. Ali had the titles, WBA, WBC. It was for 15 rounds. October 1st, 1975. In Arenela Coliseum. In Cubao, Quezon City, the Philippines. Okay? And in later years, it was named after Ali. That arena. I think it's named after Ali right now. Okay. And Ali won by a corner stoppage after Frazier's trainer Eddie Futch asked the referee to stop the fight after the 14th round. Okay. And the name came from Ali's rhyme saying the fight would be a killer and a thriller and a chiller when I get that gorilla in Manila. Ali was a piece of work. Ali was a piece of work. Where is everybody today? They don't fool with cash sports no more. I got a few loyal people. Okay. This fight is almost universally regarded as one of the best and most brutal fights in boxing history. And it was a culmination of a 3-fight rivalry between Ali and Frazier, which Ali ended up coming out on the best in 2-1. Okay. Some people estimate the fight was watched by 1 billion people, including 100 million watching on closed circuit television. Like I said, closed circuit was different venues around the country, like basketball arenas on college campuses, some large movie theaters, different places would show the fight on the big screen. You pay to get in. The promoters, the venue, the fighters, everybody get a cut. And it was estimated that 100 million people watched this fight on closed circuit theater television. And 500,000 pay-per-view buys on HBO home cable television. Wow. That's not bad. 500,000? Okay. Look at a little background between Ali and Frazier. Then the lead up to the fight, Ali verbally abused Frazier. He nicknamed him the gorilla, and used him as a basis for that rhyme, which I just said. It would be a killer and a thriller and a chiller when I get the gorilla in Manila, you know. And Frazier really took that personally. He never really forgave Ali for that. Ali told reporters that it was part of a long-standing pre-fight strategy. I like to get a man mad because when a man's mad, he wants you so bad he can't think. Yep, that's true. That is so true. Ali introduced his mistress before the fight to President Ferdinand Marcos, president of the Philippines. And his real wife saw it on TV and flew down there, where she went and engaged Ali in a shouting match in the hotel. Ain't that something? This big famous person, you leave your wife home and you take your mistress down there, and your wife see you and your mistress on TV. Then the Frazier camp, trainer Eddie Futch made the decision that the throngs of people and the tension steaming hot city were a poor environment to prepare in. So Frazier went to a lush, quiet setting in the mountains on the outskirts of the city. Okay. Then he led a Spartan existence after sitting for hours in a contemplative state in preparation for the bout. Now, Ali couldn't have did that. Ali had to be around the crowd and the attention and stuff. Ali thrived on that type of stuff, you know. So, yeah, Ali needed that attention. The attention that Frazier was trying to get away from, Ali needed that. Okay. Let's look at real quickly how the fight played out. Okay. In order to accommodate an international viewing audience, the fight took place in the Philippines at 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay. I don't care about that. I want to see the fight. Now, when the fighters met at the center of the ring for the referee's instructions, Ali continued his verbal assault on Joe Frazier, finishing with the taunt just before they started. "You don't have it, Joe. You don't have it. I'm going to put you away." In response, Frazier just smiled and said, "We'll see." Okay, here we go. Yeah, Ali is the greatest, Justin James. Ali was sharp early in the fight as a slow-starting Frazier could not bob and weave his way inside of Ali's jab. There's a saying that Frazier never won a first round in his life. Yeah. Frazier couldn't get, he was too slow to get inside of Ali's jab. Ali won the first 2 rounds. He kept Frazier in the center of the ring and landed several straight right hands immediately after his left jab. Frazier was wobbled or at least knocked off balance by solid punches twice in the early rounds. Commenting for U.S. television audience, Don Duffy said, "Ali with his fast hands and sharp shooting keeps it his way." During the fight for the first time, 31 years later, Frazier said, "I just stayed too far away. I needed to get closer." So Frazier didn't watch that fight. That's what he claimed for 31 years before he ever watched it. That's hard to believe, but I don't know. I guess they don't have no reason to lie about it. Ali also continued to attack his opponent verbally, most noticeably in the 3rd round when he was performing well and had plenty of energy. Referee Carlos Padilla said after the fight, "During the fight, Ali would say a 1 or 2 and a 3. Jack be nimble and Jack be quick. Jack jump over the candlestick. Is that all you can give? Come on, young gorilla, hit me." He was even calling Joe Frazier a gorilla during the fight. Wow. Al Booger. What's up, Al Booger? We're talking about the main event on A Blast from the Past, presented by Cash Sports Promotion. The thriller in Manila between Ali and Joe Frazier. Okay. Several times, Ali made circular hand motions to encourage Frazier to come closer. During round 3, Ali began using a rope-a-dope strategy, in which he used the ropes for support and rest while allowing his opponent to expend energy throwing punches. When it was effective, Ali would eventually spin off the ropes and unleash a volley of punches in rapid succession against an arm-weary opponent in Manila. It did not always work out that way. Frazier landed his first good body punches of the fight in the 3rd round, with Ali pinned in the corner. Due to his general lack of reach and arthritic right elbow, Frazier needed to be close to Ali to hit him with frequency, and the rope-a-dope enabled him to do that. The rope-a-dope was working against Ali. Danny Drew, okay, the people coming in now. Oh, what's up, Danny Drew? It'll be what you make it, Danny. Okay. 2024 coming, just take it a day at a time, bro. That's all. One day at a time. That's how it's gonna come. That's how you take it. All right? And it'll be all right. One day at a time, bro. Okay. Now, about 2 minutes into the 3rd round, Ali threw a succession of hard punches, many of which missed. Commenting for the BBC, Harry Carpenter said, "I don't know when I've seen Ali in as aggressive a mood as this. He really looks as if he wants to nail Frazier to the canvas for once and all." During the 5th round, Frazier's timing and the rhythm of his bobbing and weaving improved. He was able to avoid the oncoming fists of the champion for the first time in the fight, laying solid left hooks to Ali's head. Ali spent much of the round along the ropes. According to his trainer, Angelo Dundee, This was the worst thing he could do because he's making Joe pick up momentum where he could drive those shots to the body. Ali's method of self-defense also worsened noticeably in the fifth. Boxing journalist Jerry Itzenberg, who was inside, said, somewhere about the fourth or fifth round, Joe hit him with a right hand. I didn't think Joe could tie his shoes with his right hand. Ali pulls back and says, you don't have no right hand. You can't do that. And bing, he hits him with another right hand. Okay, shortly after the bell rang to start the sixth round, Frazier landed a thunderous left hook. That was his bread and butter punch, that left hook, which thudded against the right side of Ali's face. Ali was knocked back by the force of the blow and landed in the ropes behind him. He did not appear dazed or groggy, but was visibly stiff in his body movements while backing away from the oncoming Frazier and continuing to throw punches of his own. Seconds later, Frazier landed a tremendous whipping left hook to Ali's head again. Ali landed in the ropes behind him again, but he only gave the appearance of being slightly dazed and stiff-legged. Though he had taken blows that would have felled a less committed fighter, Ali remained standing and was able to finish the round while being knocked down. Years later, watching the event on video, Frazier shook his head at the sight of Ali withstanding the powerful blows. As the bout wore on, it became clear that despite his belief in the utility of the rope-a-dope, when Ali had his back against the ropes, Frazier had the advantage. Smoking Joe was able to wear down his opponent with body punches, left hooks to the head, and occasionally short, chopping right hands. Meanwhile, the long-armed champion had a difficult time getting much power into his punches while fighting on the inside. Dundee, who detested the rope-a-dope, never more so than in Manila, constantly beseeched his fighter to get off the goddamn ropes. Beginning at the start of round 7, Ali managed to do so effectively for about a round and a half, and was able to beat Frazier in exhausting toe-to-toe exchanges during the opening minutes of round 8, described on a televised vision as a big rally by Ali. Okay, trying to move through this. Ali would fight anybody. He didn't cherry pick like fighters today, trying to protect their. Oh yeah, nobody did back then. Everybody fought everybody. Nobody had an O back then. Coming into this fight, Ali had like 3 losses. Frazier had about 5, and they fighting for the heavyweight championship with like 8 losses between them. Nobody had an O back then. Nobody cared. The best fought the best. So somebody was going to have O's. Okay. The main turning point of the fight came very late. It came halfway through the 13th round, when one of 2 tremendous right-hand smashes sent the gum shield sailing out of Frazier's mouth. The sight of this man actually moving backward seemed to inspire Ali. I swear he hit Frazier with 30 tremendous punches, each one as hard as those which knocked out George Foreman and Zaire during the 14th round. He was dredging up all his own last reserves of power to make sure there wouldn't have to be a 15th round. Seeing the results of round 14, Eddie Fuss decided to stop the fight between rounds, rather than risk a similar or worse fate for Frazier in the 15th. Frazier protested stopping the fight, shouting, "I want him, boss," and trying to get Fuss to change his mind. Fuss replied, "It's all over. No one will forget what you did here today, son," and signaled to referee Carlos Padilla to end the bout. Ali would later claim that this was the closest to dying he had ever been. Unbeknownst to Frazier's corner, at the end of the 14th round, Ali instructed his cornerman to cut his gloves off, but Angelo Dundee ignored him. Ali later told his biographer, Thomas Hauser, "Afraid to quit just before I did." I heard him say this before too. "I didn't think I could fight anymore." The dealer who scored the fight and the ringside judges had Ali ahead by a comfortable margin on points, but many of the ringside press had the fight scored much closer. The Associated Press had the fight even after 14 rounds. I don't think it was even. I think Ali was winning. Okay. Look at the legacy of this fight. That's it. The Thriller in Manila. Ali versus Frazier. Okay. Let's see what's happening around boxing. I'll probably save the Edward Charles profile for tomorrow. Okay. Oh, wait, I know what we can do. We are going to look at a history of the cruiserweight division. We will do that first. Then we'll look at what's happening around boxing. Because it's short, okay? Because I'm going to look at the history of the weight class, a different one each day. I did heavyweight Friday. I'm going to look at a history of the cruiserweight division real briefly today. How is everybody doing this afternoon? Is your team doing okay? Let me check on my team right quick. What is it? Oh my goodness. Woo-hoo-hoo! Guess what the score is, y'all? Ravens 35, Dolphins 13. Woo! Beating the mess out of them. So you know what that means. In the AFC, if you want to go to the Super Bowl, you got to come through Baltimore and beat the Ravens, which probably won't be done. The one half of the Super Bowl will probably be the Baltimore Ravens and whoever comes out of the NFC. I repeat. With 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter, the score: the Baltimore Ravens 35, the Miami Dolphins 13. My daughter and her boyfriend is down there at the game. I normally go, but you know, I'd stay home and do my show. Forget a game. Yeah. Oh, let me see. Okay. What'd you say, Danny Drew? Jai Apataya now at Cruiser. Yeah. I think they got him ranked number 1, as a matter of fact. Yeah, Apataya. He fought on the Day of Reckoning, remember? Last week. Yeah. I like Jai. Yeah. Those Ravens, man, Lamar Jackson will probably win his second MVP award. I remember last year the Ravens had the Dolphins by 21 points in the fourth quarter and ended up losing. But not this year. They putting foot in their hind parts. Right now. Last time I looked, it was 14-10 Ravens. Then I turn around again, it's 35-13. Woo. I'm going to have a happy new year. Okay. Cruiserweight, also referred to as junior heavyweight, is a weight class in professional boxing between light heavyweight and heavyweight. Before the advent of the current cruiserweight class, light heavyweight and cruiserweight were sometimes used interchangeable in the United Kingdom. Okay. Now, the cruiserweight limit for the division is 200 pounds. When originally established, the weight limit was 190 pounds. I remember that. The division was established in order to accommodate smaller heavyweight boxers who could not compete with the growing size of boxers in that division. You know, they started getting guys like Tyson Fury, AJ coming in there, 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". Because back in the day, heavyweights were 6'2", 6'3", 210, 215. You know, Ali, Frazier, them guys was 215 to 230. Now you got heavyweights 280, 300. Look at Big Baby last weekend. What was he, 330 something? He still got his ass beat, but he just got an interception, Danny. Oh, I ain't gotta watch. Danny gonna keep. They was already winning. Whee. I'm taping it for my wife though. But okay, yeah. The cruiserweight division was established in order to accommodate smaller heavyweight boxers who could not compete with the growing size of boxers in that division. Okay. But many great heavyweight champions, such as Rocky Marciano and Joe Louis, weighed around 190 pounds in their career. During the 1970s, it became fairly standard that a fit heavyweight boxer weighed at least 210 pounds. That's what I was just talking about. You done had these 300-pound heavyweights and stuff back then, man. Many boxing authorities felt that asking men weighing between 176 pounds and 190 pounds to fight these larger men was unfair, right? The World Boxing Council was the first boxing organization to recognize the cruiserweight division when it sanctioned a bout between Marvin Camel and Matt Harlow on December 8, 1979 for their version of the title. Now they've created a Bridgerweight, and that's just for more belts, more sanctioning fees. They created a whole new division. I think the WBC. Okay. Now that fight for the first cruiserweight fight, 1979, ended in a draw. They had a rematch in 1980. Camel won and became the first cruiserweight champion. In 1982, the WBA recognized Arcel Casio as their first cruiserweight champion when he defeated South African Robbie Williams. Although at that time, the WBA called the division junior heavyweight. Same thing, cruiserweight, junior heavyweight, right? The International Boxing Federation, or IBF, followed suit in 1983 when it matched former WBC champion Marvin Camel against Rick Sikorsky for their inaugural title. Camel won and became the first IBF cruiserweight champion. So he was the first IBF and WBC cruiserweight champion. Okay. Now, several boxers moved up to heavyweight after winning world titles at cruiserweight. It ran the Holyfield unified the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles to become undisputed champion, the first to do so. And then moved up to the heavyweight division in 1988. Usyk did it too. In 2006, the second man to become undisputed champion was O'Neal Bell, who was later stripped of the IBF title. Other notable champions in the division have been Bobby Stairs, Dwight Muhammad Qawi. All these guys started at light heavyweight. Kamaz, Adamek, Virgil Hill. Yeah, they was all light heavyweights at one time. Al Cole, Olin Norris, James Toney. James Toney was way down there at middleweight. James Toney, David Hay, Tony Bellew, and Oleksandr Usyk. Right, I just said Usyk. Okay. Now, the current world champions at cruiserweight are as follows. Okay. WBA is Austin Goldenberry. WBC is Noel Gever. Okay. IBF is vacant, and the WBO is Chris Billiard-Smith. Now, the current rankings. I use the Ring magazine, okay? Like I said Friday, the Ring magazine rankings are surprisingly pretty good. Now, it's owned by Oscar De La Hoya, but I'm not going to hold that against him. Okay. Now, check it out. These Ring rankings are actually pretty good. Okay. Now, their champion is vacant. Ring don't have a champion at cruiserweight. Okay. Now, check it out. No, I lied. As champion for ring, they have Jai Apatya. 22-0, 17 knockouts, okay? Ranked number 1, Maris Breedis, 28-2, 20 knockouts. Ranked number 2, Uniel Doricus, 26-2, 24 knockouts. Ranked number 3, Badu Jack, 28-3, 28 wins, 3 losses, 3 draws, 17 knockouts. And what's these are, I think these are as of November. Yeah, about a month or so old. I don't even think Badu Jack was still fighting, but he's still in the ranking spot. Number 4, Chris William Smith, 18 wins, 1 loss, 12 knockouts. Number 5, Ilunga Makabu. This one Canelo was trying to fight. 29 wins, 3 losses, 25 knockouts. Number 6, Lawrence Oakley, 19 wins, 1 loss, 14 knockouts. Number 7, Richard Riaporhe, 16-0, 12 knockouts. Number 8, Alexei Papin, 15-1, 14 knockouts. Number 9, Oscar Golamirian, 27-0, 18 knockouts. And number 10, Matus Masternak, 47-5, 31 knockouts. Those weren't too bad, I don't think, those rankings. Okay. Yeah, they did start at Bridgerweight. But that's what I thought cruiserweight was for, Danny, you know? It's just more weight classes, more belts, more sanctioning fees for them. That's all it is. Because they just had in this article that cruiserweights were for the smaller heavyweights. Now they done started at Bridgerweight. I think it's totally unnecessary. But hey, who am I? I'm just a guy with 600 subscribers on YouTube, so I'm nobody. I'm small potatoes, you know. But I appreciate everybody rocking with me today. Since Otto Wallen picked Fury to topple Usyk in heavyweight shows. Can somebody answer me this? Did Alexander Usyk vacate the IBF title? I keep hearing that, but it doesn't make sense. Why would he wait good until he's ready to have a heavyweight undisputed fight and then vacate one of the titles? So I don't know. I keep hearing that though. Does anybody know if Alexander Usyk vacated the? Did you know, Justin? Did Alexander Usyk vacate the IBF title? I wouldn't understand why he would, you know. The minute you're getting ready to get undisputed, why would he vacate the belt? But I keep hearing that Wild AJ and Hergovic is fighting for the IBF. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't either. Yeah, that's you right, Danny Drew. That's all it's about. Sanctioning fees. You know? Yeah. That's all it's about. That's why Tank don't want a belt, because with the bags he make, his sanctioning fees will be higher than anybody's, you know? The more popular you are, the more money you make, the more sanctioning fees you pay. That's why the WBA hurried up trying to give him that belt. They want those sanctioning fees off them big bags he make, you know? It's crazy. It is crazy. But tomorrow the profile will be on the Cincinnati Cobra, Ezra Charles, okay? And we will also take a look at the history of the light heavyweight division, okay? And it'll be more people in there. I guess everybody watching their game, getting ready for the new year. There's Just Do Boxing. What's up, Just Do? Yeah. I was just talking in general about what's going on around the sport and a little bit about the weight divisions. I keep hearing about something about Usyk has vacated the IBF, but I understand that. Why would he vacate the belt just when they're ready to fight for undisputed? I heard a rumor that AJ and Hergovic is getting ready to sign the fight for the IBF. But how can they if Usyk has? Usyk and Fury's fighting for undisputed. I don't get it. By the way, Happy New Year too, Just Do Boxing. To you, Mrs. Do and the family. Okay. Hope your new year is prosperous and just as wonderful as wonderful and successful as 2023 was for you, bro. But I don't understand that, man. If Usyk and Fury is fighting for undisputed, how can AJ and Hergovic be fighting for the IBF? I don't understand that. That's crazy. I keep hearing that though. Why would he vacate the belt right when he's getting ready to fight for undisputed? Wallen picks Usyk to beat Fury. I don't know. I think Fury is just too big. Uh-oh. It says Bill Haney denies disappointing pay-per-view numbers. Well, what are they? They should be out by now, right? Appreciate you, Justin. So what are the pay-per-view numbers, Bill? If it wasn't 50,000, what are they? They should be out by now. I don't know. I'll just wait until the, oh my God. What you was talking about yesterday, Justin, it says Pacquiao drops a bombshell. Mayweather rematch exhibition confirmed. Maybe. Let me dig into that. It says confirmed, then it says maybe. Pacquiao drops a bombshell. Mayweather exhibition rematch confirmed. Maybe. Superstar Manny Pacquiao revealed today that he'll face Floyd Mayweather Jr. in an exhibition rematch in 2024. Hey, they both in their 40s. Why don't they just fight for real? Pacquiao's 46. So what is Floyd, about 48? I think Floyd had Manny by 2 years, right? No, 45. Manny had Floyd by 1 year. Okay. It says Manny is 46. Floyd is 45. The 46-year-old retired former 6th Division World Champion Manny Pacquiao announced an exhibition rematch with 45-year-old Floyd Mayweather during New Year's Eve event. That's today. New Year's Eve event. What? Isn't today New Year's Eve? It says Floyd and Manny is. Oh, they announced it on New Year's Eve. Okay. They're not saying the fight is on New Year's Eve. They announced it on New Year's Eve. Okay. You really say. Wow. Bob Foster was a man. Yeah. At light heavyweight from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yeah. Bob Foster. Matthew Saeed Muhammad. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, all those guys were nice. I remember that. They was back around the Michael Spinks era of light heavyweight. Yeah. Bob Foster might have been a little before them, though. I think. Yeah. Yeah. But it says Manny and Floyd is working on something. Mayweather has done 7 exhibitions since 2018. Manny hasn't done none, has he? Mayweather hasn't confirmed it, but Manny has. Says fans' interest in Floyd's exhibition matches has dropped off sharply. So a fight with Pacquiao probably would pick interest back up. I guess. I ain't paying no whole bunch of money for it. See them two old men fight. Said Floyd hasn't said anything. Manny is doing all the confirming. Manny would like to beat Florida in an exhibition or anything. What's up, Bruce Gas? Boxing, jazz, and more. Happy New Year, my brother. Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more in the building. Y'all missed the a blast from the past card. Presented from Cash Sports Promotions. It was Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler versus Roberto Duran, Marvin Hagler versus Thomas Hearns, Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. Y'all missed it. It's over now. Yeah. But I did no profile today. The profile tomorrow will be Ezra Charles. Okay? Yeah. Got a little late today. But it looks like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. is talking about an exhibition. You know. They think it will make both of them a lot of money. I don't know if they're getting in their mind. You know. I don't know. I watch it for free, but I'm not paying to see no 46-year-old Pacquiao fight no 46-year-old Floyd Mayweather. No. Yeah, I know you did, Bruce. Yeah. Yeah. All good classic fights, man. Yup. All good classic fights. Yup. I just talked about them a little. Kind of like relived them today. Yeah. That Hagler Hearns was something else. 3-round fight, won fight of the year. So there had to be fire. When the last time a 3-round fight won fight of the year? I think it was probably that one in 1985. That's hard to do, man. And 1 round of the year also, the first round. Yeah. Yeah, that's all it is, Bruce. Yeah. Just a show. Yeah. They should have had fought around 2010. Had a rematch, maybe a trilogy. You know? Now they're trying to make some money. They're both in their 40s. Too late. Fighters past the sell-by date, you know? They had the opportunity. Everybody wanted to see it when they were both in their prime. Why are they trying to sell us that mess now? They both in their 40s. Ain't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? They could have cleaned up back around 2010, somewhere around in there, 2012. Probably broke pay-per-view records that would still be standing. But they didn't do bad in 2015. But I thought the fight was past the sell-by date in 2015 when they fought. You know, it should have happened way before that. You know, but now, definitely past the date. Manny's 46, Floyd's 45. I'm not paying for it. Nah. 155. Oh, I knew that couldn't be my channel. I drifted off on my phone. I seen something say 155 likes. I was ready to say, Cash Sports, you've made it. You've arrived. 155 likes, but that wasn't me. That was somebody else. Today is Sunday, so it's usually slow on Sundays. But guess what? My Ravens are now, it's still 35-13. 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Ravens 35, Dolphins 13. Look like the Ravens gonna clinch home field advantage for the AFC, number 1 seed for the AFC. So the road to the Super Bowl through the AFC will run through Baltimore, as long as the Ravens keep winning. Okay? That's what today's game was for. they could clinch the #1 seed, and they're winning 35-13. 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Yep. Happy New Year, Tim Layton. Happy New Year to everybody in the chat. And whatever you decide to do today to celebrate, just do it carefully and take your time, you know. It's New Year's. I know you will. Because I know all I deal with is responsible people anyway. Yeah. Yeah. But Happy New Year to everybody. And there's going to be a show on Hardcore Boxing News at 11:30 tonight to do the countdown. So if you're not doing anything, come on over there. We can all bring it in together. All right. I'm going to be over there. Probably be a little, head probably be a little bad. I started already, you know. It's New Year's Eve. Yeah. I got a cooler right now. I haven't started yet, you know. But by 11:30, I'm going to be in pretty good shape. But I hope everybody have a nice day. Have a nice New Year. And I'm going to be right back on here tomorrow. The profile for tomorrow is going to be Ezra Charles. No profile today. Talking about those fights took up a long time. And yeah, I can't wait for the fight for the awards. I think Friday of the year for me is Monster. Monster in a way. Trainer is Bomac. And fight of the year is Loma and Devin. Those are my picks. The first two are shoe-in. Fighter of the year, Monster. Trainer of the year, Bomac. I think I'm right on those two. Now, fighter of the year, it could be Loma and Devin. But I know I got two out of those three right. I can't see how they don't give Monster Fighter of the Year and Bomac Trainer of the Year. The guy beat 2 unified champions, man. He came undisputed in about a year, you know. Yeah, I don't see how they don't give it to him. And Bomac, he had Bud come on to get undisputed. Pound for pound, #1 all year. He had Keyshawn. Keyshawn got a couple wins this year, didn't he? And then, who else? Oh, then Chris Eubank lost to Liam Smith. Then he won the second fight, and the only difference, he added Bomac to his team. So, yeah. This would be Bomac's first one. Yeah, first trainer of the year. Oh, fine, what's up, Al Booger? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Let me see what else happening. I got about a half hour to finish up. And then Cat Sports will see y'all next year. Well, I don't know. I'm going to be over in Jay's at 11:30. Let me see. Yeah. At 11:30. The Hangout is going to do a New Year countdown at 11:30 tonight. I will be in the house. And then we got pretty good next Saturday. We got Virgil Ortiz starting the year out. Pretty good card. His first fight at 54. See how that works out for him. I'm just glad he went up. I think that's the best thing for Virgil. He was having too much trouble making 47, you know. Yeah. I don't know too much about the guy he's fighting. Okay. It says Crawford claims the pound for pound crown as Inoue rises, but contenders crowd the throne room. What's that all about? Now, a lot of people making a case for Crawford to be fighter of the year, but I think just having that one fight is not enough. It would have been, but then you got a guy anyway. He beat 2 unified champions to become 2-time undisputed, right? So, and if it wasn't for Inoue, Crawford probably would get it. But nah, I got to go with Inoue. I would keep Crawford at number 1 on the pound for pound list, but Inoue gets fighter of the year. Now it says, the pound for pound King Crawford will need to have a big year in 2024 for him to hold on to his position at the top spot, because fighting just once every 12 months isn't going to hold back Inoue. Okay. Inoue is 26 and over, 23 KOs. That's the great knockout rate. Yeah. What is that? That's a knockout rate of almost 90%, 88. Might as well say 89, 88.6. It's going to be hard to hold him off. He ain't going to be able to do it fighting once a year. He just fought once in 2023. Yeah. A lot of people believe that Crawford fighting just once this year wasn't enough for him to hold his position. It's enough to stay pound for pound king, but not get fighter of the year. No. And Inoue beat an undisputed champion in his first fight in the division. Wow. Crawford is 36 years old. 40 and 0. Wow. It says, to keep his number 1 ranking, Crawford has to obliterate Spence in the same fashion. Yeah, I agree, Al Booker. I can see him as a pound for pound, but not fighter of the year. Yeah. But I think Inoue going to eventually move in pound for pound because he fights more often than Crawford, you know? Yeah. Yeah. And he's going to bypass him. Crawford just fighting just once a year. Inoue going to get like 2 or 3 of them in, you know? Did he get 3 in last year? Didn't he fight Paul Butler last year? No. That was the end of 2022. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was the end of 2022. But it was close. So, yeah. Once Crawford retires, though, Inoue will go straight to the top. Crawford is 37 years old. He don't have too much time left, man. Wow. 37. He won't get Floyd's record 50 and 0. He don't have enough time left to do that. No. Wait a minute now. It says Bivol inks deal. Unification class with Beterbiev in Saudi Arabia in 2024. Beterbiev has to get past Callum Smith, doesn't he? They did the same thing with Wilder. Signed him and AJ before the Joseph Parker fight. And look what happened. Look what happened. Joseph Parker beat him. So no. When will they learn? What it says. WBA 175-pound champion Dimitri Bivol has inked his part of the contract in battle for the light heavyweight undisputed championship in Saudi Arabia in 2024 against IBF, WBC, WBO champ Arthur Beterbiev. Those Beterbiev blows. Benavidez versus Morrell pay-per-view will be mega. Mexican fans will spend their rent money. Nah, I don't know about that, Danny. Benavidez and Morrell. I ain't paying no $80-90 to see Benavidez and Morrell. Nope. I'm just not. No. I want Benavidez and Canelo. That's the one I want. Oh, Crawford said they don't want 50-0 just do. Floyd can have it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. Yeah. Yeah, but probably, I don't know how much time he got left. He's 37. He only fighting once a year now. He got Earl coming up. Somebody said it. I heard it was going to be in April. Earl and Bud. I didn't hear what weight division it was going to be at, though. You know. Yeah, I didn't hear anything about what weight division it was going to be at. It says, Duval has talked non-stop about wanting to fight for the undisputed championship. Duval got a date coming up in a couple weeks. Not next Saturday, but the one after that. Because the fights start back up this week. This is the only week we had to get through. You know, the bar, we're in another fight week. Yeah, Virgil Ortiz. It'll be interesting to see how Virgil looks. I mean, I know he got the talent and everything. It's just to see his health, you know, because of that little medical condition it kept flaring up on him. So he got 2 more fights left, and one of them is Spence. That's right. He going 2 more and get out just? Okay. Yeah, one of them is definitely Spence. Now, I wonder what happened to Spence when would they do a trilogy? That's interesting, you know? If Spence win. Yeah, I could see him doing a trilogy, you know? Because it's 1-1. If Spence wins, yeah, that would be the logical thing to do, right? Have the trilogy. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Yeah, you're right, Danny Drew. I think Canelo will fight Benavidez on that 3rd fight in that deal. I really do. You know, it makes sense. Save the best for last and then get on out. He said it's either going to be, I think it was Bud and somebody, Munguia, Maul. I think Just You did a thing on that, Canelo's short list a while back. Yeah, for his next fight. Benavidez definitely wasn't on it. There was some people that here don't have no sense fighting. I know that much. But yeah, wouldn't it be interesting if Spence wins this one? I think we would get a trilogy. That would be nice. Yeah. Would have to. Yeah, okay, but I was looking at who's on that Virgil Ortiz card. This Saturday is January 6th, right? Okay, Virgil Ortiz is headlining it. I don't know too much about this guy, Frederick Lawson, that he's fighting. It says 10 or 12 rounds. Uh-oh, Just Do. Big Watch Barroso on there. Oh, man. Yeah, because that fight got canceled from earlier this month. O'Hara Davis and Barroso. So, yeah, they having that fight is on that card next Saturday. Okay. Interim WBA title. Wouldn't that be justice if Barroso got another shot at Rolly? If he could win Saturday, he'll have a WBA interim title. So wouldn't he be Rolly's mandatory? Oh, man. Just don't let Tony Weeks referee it. Kenny Bayless is retiring. 40 years. Yep, I read that yesterday. Been in there since 1983. He's definitely Hall of Fame, Kenny Bayless. Yeah. Yep, Kenny Bayless is retiring. Yeah. So, O'Hara Davis and Barroso on the card. Ismael Barroso. Honor Barbosa. It says his opponent is to be announced. Okay. Is Barbosa the one that was supposed to fight Rolly? And Barroso had to step in for him because he had something with the drug test or something? No. I don't think it was Barroso. It was Barbosa. Also, Sergey Derevyanchenko on the card. His opponent is also to be announced. Wow. The fight is Saturday. You still don't have an opponent announced yet? What? No way. We're going into fight week and they still got 2 fights with opponents to be announced. What's up with that? That can't be right. That can't be right. That's what it says, to be announced. And the fight is January 6th. Honor Barbosa to be announced. Sergey Derevyanchenko to be announced. And fight week starts tomorrow. Oh. Yeah, Alberto Puello. That's right, Just Do. Thank you. Yeah. So, I haven't heard anything else about him. Yeah, but it says opponents to be announced in the fight this Saturday. Maybe they just haven't updated this yet. So they have to have an opponent by now. They're going to be arriving out there getting ready for the weigh-ins and the final press conferences and stuff in a couple of days. How can the opponent not be announced? Okay. Well, it's getting to be the time for me to make my move. I believe Just Do's coming on today, right, Just Do? Because I'm out. Happy New Year to everyone. Be safe and careful tonight. Stay Hardcore is coming on at 11:30 to do a countdown show. If everybody ain't doing nothing, that'll be something to do. And then if I don't see y'all over there, or at Just Do's, I will see y'all next year. Tomorrow. Yeah, okay, Just Do is coming on at 4. I'll be over there in about 10 minutes. It's 3:49. Okay. I'm going to make my move now. So, in the building today. Just Do Boxing was in the building today. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and More came in. Danny Drew was here. Al Booger. BN Boxing News. JJ Motivational. Tim Layton, JBT. Justin James, JBT. Boxing Hub was in the building. Like I said, Jay Hardcore is doing a countdown at 11:30. Well, whatever you do tonight, just do it carefully, responsibly, and have a happy new year, everybody. And I appreciate everybody for supporting my growing channel. I was rebuked for keep saying small channel earlier, so for my growing channel, okay? Remo, if you're listening. And appreciate everybody's support once again. Because, you got to crawl before you can walk, right? Happy New Year. Yes, sports. I'm out. Peace.